This is absolutely hilarious. Am I the only person that thinks this is hilarious? I'm trying to... Is this the only time we've ever seen a situation like this happen? Where a player has been suspended, not for a game, for a half. She's suspended for a half. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. She is suspended for a half a basketball game.
Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed face of the future WNBA, has just crossed a line no one expected. Not only has her own team suspended her, but the shocking fallout inside the Chicago Sky locker room might have ended her career with the franchise. Tonight, we break down how Angel Reese went from rising star to being called out by teammates, coaches, and even her own general manager, Jeff Pagliacca. And trust me, you won't believe how Caitlin Clark plays into this chaos.
According to the report, Reese said she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Banham or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading a playoff team. Guard Ariel Atkins is another player on the Sky's roster with WNBA championship experience. Tyler Marsh said, "We are aware of it." What Angel Reese said, "We're addressing it in-house as currently speaking. That's where we'll stay right now."
This all started with an unprecedented move. Angel Reese was suspended, not for a game, not even multiple games, but for something so bizarre. She was suspended for half of a game, a punishment that left fans stunned, analysts confused, and teammates furious. For many, it wasn't about basketball anymore, it was about respect.
Tell front office sports, the entire team has seen Reese's comments and they're basically unhappy with the direct attacks. They are even planning a team meeting to talk about it. We'll read you some of the excerpts, which does kind of not make her team look good. One of which say, "We can't rely on Courtney," that's Courtney Vandersloot, "to come back at the age that she's at. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it."
The breaking point came when Reese made scathing public comments. She questioned Rachel Banham and Haley Van Litha's ability to lead. She dismissed veteran Courtney Vandersloot because of her age. And she openly said the Sky needed great players, implying her current teammates weren't good enough.
Also, you guys remember the story. Angel Reese calling out her teammates, calling out the front office. You're a bum, you're a bum, you're a bum. You're a bum. Yeah, you ladies won't do it for me. Coach Marsh, can you please coach harder? Yeah, Angel Reese, 48 hours later, already backtracking on those statements, already moonwalking like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, he'd probably be proud how quickly Angel Reese is moonwalking from the comments she made. And I have an exclusive.
Sources confirm the entire Sky roster saw Reese's comments. The reaction? Immediate anger. A players-only meeting was called, not to defend their supposed star, but to confront her directly. Ariel Atkins, once one of Reese's most loyal supporters, told her to her face that this behavior was unacceptable.
Some of the other stuff that she said was also pretty bad. Like, I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I am willing and wanting to play with the best. And however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure that we attract the best of the best because we can't settle for what we have this year. So her saying we can't settle for what we have this year, that is basically like a slap in the face to Becca Allen. That is a slap in the face to Rachel Banham. That is a slap in the face to Ariel Ack.
General Manager Jeff Pagliacca now finds himself in the crosshairs. For years, Sky fans have questioned his roster construction, his draft decisions, and his inability to build a winning identity. But Angel Reese's meltdown has now exposed deeper cracks in Chicago's foundation. Instead of competing, the team has spiraled into finger-pointing and public humiliation.
The Sky values safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We're committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of statements made by Angel Reese during league-mandated media, I've never seen this before, where she is getting suspended for a half. Not a game. Not a game. One half. One half she is getting suspended for. That is absolutely hilarious.
And while Angel Reese was torching her own teammates, Caitlin Clark was doing the exact opposite. Under hostile crowds, physical fouls, and endless criticism, Clark lifted her Indiana Fever squad. She never blamed her teammates. She never called them out. Instead, she elevated everyone around her. The contrast is impossible to ignore.
Be here for the rest of my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. And listen, I totally get that, because if you are somebody with a lot of star power, you don't want your career just like rotting away in a place, especially this guy, the GM, Jeff Pagliocca. He absolutely sold this guy's future. He traded away draft picks for this like win now mentality. And who he drafted? Now, I don't want to speak bad about Hailey Van Lith, but she has not had a mentor to actually mentor her to be any proper type of point guard. So she's kind of been flying in the dark. She hasn't exactly proven her worth. And
this controversy isn't just about basketball. It's about leadership. Angel Reese wanted the spotlight, but the moment adversity hit, she tore down her own team. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, faced equal adversity and chose to build. One path destroys chemistry, the other builds dynasties.
This is the reason I have spent the last few years referring to the WNBA as a dump. This is the reason I don't feel bad when I refer to the WNBA as a toxic turd. Not only have they damn near ruined their opportunity with Caitlin Clark, the dump diver they chose to support, the pretend basketball player they have spent the last 2 years begging you to support. They desperately want her to be accepted. They are desperate to make her a star. Not only has she been rejected by normal people, Angel Reese is now being rejected and potentially kicked off of her own team.
So, where does this leave Angel Reese? Suspended, isolated, and with her future in Chicago hanging by a thread. Teammates don't trust her. Fans are turning against her, and her GM furious. The very franchise she was supposed to lead may now be preparing to move on without her. The question isn't whether Angel Reese can recover her image, it's whether the Chicago Sky even wants her back.
Angel Reese, earlier in the week, in an interview, threw her Chicago Sky teammates under a bus and then ran the bus over them and then backed up the bus, bouncing over them again, and then proceeded to drive over them one more good time just to be sure that their carcasses were no longer twitching. It was one of the most me, selfish ass interviews I've ever heard from any athlete trashing her very own team.
What do you think? Did Angel Reese go too far with her comments? Should the Chicago Sky cut ties? Or can she repair this fractured locker room? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more WNBA deep dives every week.
For a first half, what is this, college football? I've seen in college where people will get suspended for a half. Not in the pros. People getting suspended for a half game in the pros. Just suspend her for the whole game. Y'all don't have nothing to lose. Y'all don't have nothing to lose. If you're going to suspend her, just suspend her for another game. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Suspend her for a half is kind of weird. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Angel Reese suspended, silenced, and now facing the harshest backlash of her career. The Chicago Sky's locker room has turned on her. The general manager has lost patience, and even her closest allies have walked away. Tonight, we uncover how Reese went from the face of Chicago's future to being on the verge of getting kicked out completely. And trust me, this story gets uglier the deeper we dig.
You don't have many players nowadays that know how to go through that building phase and know how to stick through in the hard times and come out, when it's sunny outside. Everybody just want to just hop to where it's already a finished product and then just add their little spin to it. Because hypothetically, let's say right now, yeah, she can go hop on Minnesota and win a ring, but is that fulfilling? Like, she can go hop on Las Vegas Aces right now and help them, get there. And if she win a ring with them, like, but is that fulfilling? Because now it's like you just ring chasing, which everybody should want to win a ring, but it's like, come on, at what cost? Like, winning a ring is
It started with a punishment no one had ever seen in the WNBA, a half-game suspension. Angel Reese wasn't benched for a night. She wasn't fined. She was pulled for exactly one half of basketball. Analysts called it bizarre. Fans called it humiliating. And insiders? They knew it was only the beginning of a much bigger story.